everybody, and welcome to the Bob Stoops app. I'm Brad McMullen, along with Hall of Fame football coach Bob Stoops. I got to start out by saying, happy birthday, Coach.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. It beats the alternative, right? No matter what age you are, you just got to keep having them. So we'll have a fun day. Hopefully, Sooners play a great game on the 9th, and we can all celebrate.
That's right. We need a big birthday gift here from the Oklahoma Sooners. You've been busy all week long. Obviously, you've got your golf tournament today. It is a full weekend for you.
Yeah, our charitable golf, the HBC Champions Foundation, we give all our money to children's organizations from Norman to Oklahoma City. So we keep it all in this area. Day before a football game, so we got a big crowd coming at the Jimmy Austin Golf Club. So it'll be a fun day.
All right, let's talk about personal stuff. Your son, incredible first quarter last week, but he got hurt. What's the latest on him?
Yeah, hopefully it's just a sprained shoulder and very sore on Sunday, but every day he's gotten better. He's practiced. Yeah, he held him out of some of the really competitive situations, but he continues to get better, and I'm anticipating him playing Saturday.
All right, good news for Sooner fans. Let's talk about the game. Prime time, Oklahoma taking on SMU, an undefeated team. And ESPN is calling this the upset special, believing the Mustangs can come to Norman and win. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, Rhett Lashley's done a really good job at SMU, really a strong offense. Just listening and hearing about some of their players, they got really great skill guys at quarterback, at running back, at receiver. The quarterback's a former 5-star guy. So anyway, point being, they've got some really talented players. So this will be a challenge for OU. Hopefully defense can keep showing the improvement we believe they've made.
And SMU has a good defense, obviously holding last week's opponent to under 30 yards rushing. You're very familiar with the defensive line coach, former Oklahoma Sooner there at SMU.
Yeah, Calvin Thibodeau, wonderful guy, was here for a period of time. Of course, played for me, but also coached here with Coach Riley for a while. So love him, great guy from the Houston area. And really proud of Calvin. He continues to do a really good job there at SMU.
All right, Vegas says the Oklahoma Sooners are favored by 15.5. Coach, do you like the Sooners with the spread?
I do. I really believe, offense is going to continue to really perform at a high level. I do believe our defense is stronger than maybe. I know everyone needs to see it, but I believe in what they're doing and the players and some of the changes that they've made. So I'm optimistic that we will.
Yeah, I think the opponent is much better on Saturday night, but I think Oklahoma's legit. I think OU will beat the spread. All right, OU's big rival, the Texas Longhorns, will be traveling to Tuscaloosa, Alabama to take on the Crimson Tide. The Tide favored by 7 in that game.
Yeah, I like that. I thought their quarterback in this past game, the new quarterback at Alabama, played well, played strong. It's hard to pick against Alabama, so that's always going to be the case.
Yeah, especially at home and
right.
All year long. We all know Alabama did not play well in Austin last year. I think Nick Saban's team is going to be ready to play on Saturday.
Yeah, definitely. Being at home matters. Again, they, for whatever reason, that was a tight game. Give Texas credit. And I think we're going to find out a lot about Texas in this game. Are they really the favorite to win the Big 12. So if they really play well in this game, they may be. But I guess for myself, I need to see it.
Yep. And speaking of the Big 12, big game tonight, Kansas Jayhawks taking on Illinois. The Jayhawks are favored by 3. Kansas, when their quarterback is healthy, they're a really tough team to beat.
Agreed. Lance Leopold's doing an awesome job there at KU. Strong football team. They've done a great job. So I see them winning. I don't think this is going to stop in the way they're playing and performing. And as long as the quarterback's healthy, I'd take them.
Yeah, I love Kansas in this game on that point spread. All right, last week you got to see the Tulsa Golden Hurricanes in person, and they played really, really well. Kevin Wilson's debut. They're going to be on the road at number 8, Washington. A lot of points here. Washington favored by 35 points.
Yeah, I don't know. I hate to. Washington looked really good in their opener. Strong performance, kind of running a lot of the air raid type offense, and that lends to a lot of points. And But I'm gonna go with Coach Wilson in Tulsa to be. I can't see him winning at Washington, but I take the points and take them.
Yeah, I love the points in this because we got a faster clock, and if Washington jumps out to a big lead, they're likely to put in a lot of backups. Tulsa will likely keep in a lot of their first and second teamers. I like the spread in that one. All right, another big battle in the Big 12. Oregon, the number 13 team in the country, traveling to Texas Tech. Tech upset last week. Oregon favored by 7.
Yeah, being that Texas Tech just lost to Wyoming, I hate to pick against my buddies there. I love those guys at Tech. One of the guys coached with me in the XFL. Kenny Perry and Joey McGuire's have been a long-time friend and root for them all the time. But I think Oregon is a little too strong overall, and the fact that they just lost and Oregon's won, I'm going to take Oregon.
Yeah, I love Oregon in this game. Like you, I think Texas Tech is a good football team. I think they're a top 25 team. It's hard to rebound and gain momentum when a team that just scored 70 points is coming on the road, and they were circling this game for a while. I love Oregon on the road. All right, let's talk about other big game for you, Coach, your old home state. Youngstown State taking on Ohio State. We do not have a point spread in this one, but both teams are undefeated.
Yeah, I'm glad Youngstown State's undefeated. Always root for them. They're going to have a hard time, though, with Ohio State. I just think Ryan Day at Ohio State's that they didn't play the best last week, so they're gonna want to prove a point. They want to show their improvement. They want to get momentum. So I believe they'll break out in this game.
Yeah, and a big home game and a lot of recruits in town for that one. I think they're going to play really, really well. All right, Notre Dame, only an 8-point favorite on the road at NC State. How do you think the Irish will do in this one?
Yeah, I can't say that I know enough about NC State. I was impressed with Notre Dame in their early game and their quarterback, and so because of that, I'm going to go with Notre Dame. I just Marcus Freeman, I believe in the guy. I think he's an excellent coach, and he's going to continue to gain momentum. And again, I love their quarterback play right now and what they're doing.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm going to take Notre Dame in this.
I agree with you. Probably midway October last year, a flip of the switch happened for Marcus Freeman's team, and they've looked completely different. I love Notre Dame in this game as well. All right, Utah, the number 12 team in the country who looked very impressive against the Florida Gators last week. On the road at Baylor, Utah, an 8-point favorite.
Yeah, I just was really impressed with Utah beating Florida the way they did. Really a strong performance, and that's without their starting quarterback. So. Yeah. Baylor losing, that has to show something last week. So I'm going to take Utah in this.
I agree with you. And here's the interesting part about Utah. Coach mentioned the fact they didn't have their starting quarterback. They were without 4 other starters. They're actually getting healthier this week. They will be a better football team this week going to Baylor.
Yeah, and Kyle Whittingham has it going on. He's got an incredible culture that he's developed there and the way they believe and how they play. And again, getting some of those players back, I think, is going to make a difference.
Yeah, again, really like Utah in this game. All right, Nebraska at Colorado. I know, interesting punch bag Colorado has been for the last few years. Bring in primetime Deion Sanders, a big upset last week against TCU. The point spread when it opened, actually, Nebraska was a big favorite, is now flipped with Colorado favored by 3 at home.
Yeah, I'm a believer in what Coach Prime has done. Wanted to see it last week. Was very interested to see it. Heard a lot about TCU, that they might be better than a year ago. That's what all the talk was. And Colorado, kept fighting back. Loved their resiliency, the way they fought back and TCU kept getting the win, but Colorado kept coming back and stealing it back from them. Loved their coaching, their play calling on offense. Colorado, I thought, was incredibly impressive. Only 6 penalties, 5 TD passes with no interception. Shedeur Sanders was outstanding in that game. So all of that together, I mean, they made a believer out of me just seeing one game, that they're doing all the right things. And that matters. Go on the road to TCU and win the way they did. You got to give them credit. So I'm going to take Colorado in this. Coach Rule's an excellent coach, but again, Coach Prime and what they showed in that first game is really impressive. And so anyway, I'd take them, in this game.
I agree with you. What about Travis Hunter? I don't know about
Incredible.
NIL deals, but somebody needs to do a sports drink with that guy because the guy played 120-something snaps, and he was the difference maker on the football field, and he is a legit NFL prospect.
Absolutely. And in that heat, to be able to play both ways was amazing. And so anyway, they showed a lot in that game, and good for them. And I tell you what, I've been interested to see it. Coach Prime isn't the traditional what you're doing as a coach or whatnot, but he is in a lot of ways. He knows what good football looks like, the discipline to play good football. He reaches his players, which to me is the most important thing. So you got to give it to him, and there's nothing wrong with being a little unconventional in today's world, and it's working for him.
Yeah, the game is a complete sellout. I think the momentum is on Colorado's side. And the one place momentum is not on the side of, Nebraska. They lost yet another close game, now 2-14 in games decided by one score or less.
And they found ways to do it to themselves with turnovers or horrible penalties in costly situations. And here the last two series of the game, they turned the ball over with an opportunity to win. And that, one way or another, they've got to get that in the minds of their players that they can be successful in those last few drives, last few series. And right now it's still more of the same.
Yeah, and you talk about Travis Hunter playing well in the heat. Think about this. Oklahoma State is going to play at Arizona State this week. The temperature at 9:30 at night is supposed to be right at 100 degrees. So a warm kickoff for the Cowboys. The Cowboys favored by 3 in this one.
Yeah, I like the Oklahoma State definitely in this game. I don't think the heat at night will matter. It's a dry heat, as everyone talks, as opposed to humidity. Humidity is what, in my opinion, always gets you.
Yeah. You're in Florida. You know what it's like.
I know what it's been like to be in those situations. So I think Oklahoma State, regardless of which quarterback, I think they've all played well. And anyway, so I believe in Mike Gundy and what he's doing and what he's proven all these years, and I believe they'll play well.
Yeah, truth for me, I don't believe Oklahoma State's any good, but I will say this, I think Gundy is a great coach, and I think that if you want to say the Cowboys were depleted through the portal, they were, but Arizona State was depleted more. I mean, I really like the Cowboys on the road in this game.
I do too, and again, I just believe in all that Mike Gundy's done and his coaching staff, and believe they'll play well.
All right, your birthday weekend, you got to have a nice rivalry game. Iowa State. Iowa favored by 3.5 at Iowa State.
Yeah, I got to go with my Hawkeyes, of
course.
But anyway, and I like what they're doing. McNamara, their quarterback is going to make a difference. Transfer from Michigan, got a lot of experience. I think that's going to make a difference for Iowa throughout the year. And Iowa State, again, I like their new quarterback, Rocco Becht. Anthony Becht is the head coach in the XFL St. Louis team.
Yeah.
Become really good friends with Anthony, so I hope he has an excellent game, but I still got to root for the Hawkeyes to win. Otherwise, I won't be allowed to go back to any reunions. So anyway, I really, again, I believe they always play great defense, and then I believe McNamara, the quarterback, is going to really improve and help their offense be successful and have a really good game.
And if you love defense, if you've watched this game the last 10 years, this is a defensive coordinator's dream to watch. Great smash mouth football and very, very close football games.
Yeah, definitely. Very well coached, and everything that they do, really disciplined, and you got to really work against both teams to move the ball and score.
Yeah, I like Iowa in this game. I just think they have more talent. And when Iowa State had more talent, Iowa still found a way to win that game. So I like that one. All right, Ole Miss, Tulane. The Rebels ranked number 20, Tulane ranked 24, both undefeated. The Rebels on the road are favored by 7.5.
Wow, that's interesting. But Tulane has really played well. They've come in here to OU and have played well.
Yeah.
So
and won the Cotton Bowl last year against USC.
Absolutely. So that's interesting. I don't know what to say. I haven't seen them enough. and really I didn't get to see Ole Miss's first game, so I guess you always go with the home team. I'm going to go with Tulane.
Yeah, I think Tulane is really good. I think Ole Miss, though, is looking forward to this game. They scored 70 points last week. Lane Kiffin, I think he's done really, really well in the portal. The fact that Sanders comes from Oklahoma State and is not the starting quarterback, not the second-string quarterback, but the third-string quarterback shows me that Ole Miss has done well in the portal. I like them going on the road. I think there are going to be a lot of guys and girls traveling from Oxford, so it won't be as much of a home field advantage there in New Orleans. But I like the game really, really close.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. And again, I hate to bring an example to light, but the portal isn't always a good thing. And there's a lot of those throughout the country. It's just a little bit more noticeable when it's a guy that had been starting for Oklahoma State.
You are absolutely correct. All right, last game we're going to talk about, Texas A&M at the Miami Hurricanes. Jimbo Fisher's club favored by 4 points. I don't know what to think of Texas A&M.
I don't either, but I'm gonna go with Texas A&M. Just Miami has been too inconsistent a year ago, and there has to be a reason for that, whatever it may be. But in the end, they lost some bad games a year ago. So and A&M I know had their struggles last year, but just believe they'll go down there and have better opportunity to win.
All right, talk a little NFL before we go. Last night, Blake Bell caught a touchdown pass.
I
what
saw
was it like seeing that?
Loved it. And coming off an injury from a year ago, and in his 8th or 9th year of playing, you worry would he be able to come back from the injury. And here he is in the first game with the touchdown. I was able to see it, loved it. Blake Bell, what a great guy for us, and then all the Belldozer stuff he did for us was a huge, made a great impact on scoring in the red zone for us. So all of it together, just happy for him and excited for him.
Yeah, exciting stuff. Well, happy birthday to you. Let's have a great weekend. Hopefully the Sooners gift wrap a nice present, something that we can all look forward to. Oh my goodness.
Look at this.
Wow.
You guys are too good.
Oh, hey. All right. The dual birthdays. I like
That's going to ruin my workouts for about a month.
The fat-free cake. You got to love that. Well, you got to have cake on your birthday,
yeah,
right?
Absolutely. I guess I'm going to have to indulge.
Oh,
Thank you.
Good stuff. And remember, for videos anytime, just click on our video link. And real quickly, a plug. We're actually going to be doing the show live, OU Texas Week, on October 3rd. That's Tuesday, from the Norman Public Library. If you would like to join us live at the library, just head to the Norman Chamber of Commerce website. For Hall of Fame football coach Bob Stoops, I'm Brad McMullen, and let's eat some cake.
Cheers.